Hello, my name is Ashley Doggett, and today I'll be telling you guys a little bit about how social media affects interpersonal communication, verbal communication, and as well as nonverbal communication. In today's world, people all over are literally in arm's reach of an internet-accessible telephone or a computer. For instance, this online class that I am taking just proves how easy it is to access the internet. Today, about 3.2 billion social media users are connected to the internet. 9 out of 10 of those have access through a mobile device. Before the internet was even thought of, people communicated face-to-face, over the phone, or even by sending letters. Not that those communication methods have stopped, but it has affected communication with one another. Social media has drastically changed interpersonal communication over the past few decades. Interpersonal communication can be defined as sharing your thoughts and emotions with one another. Social media is perfect to keep in touch with family, dating, and making new friends. Social media is also a great platform to feel connected in long-distance relationships or with family members. Sending pictures and texting is a great way to feel connected with one another. On the other hand, social media can tear apart a relationship. Interpersonal communication is about showing the real you while connecting to each other on an emotional level. It's super important to put the phone down, spend time with your significant other, your friends, or even your family members. This will help build a stronger foundation between each other. As you can see, social media affects interpersonal communication, but also it can affect verbal communication. Verbal communication can be explained by expressing your feelings through words, by speech. Through social media, you can verbally communicate through video chats to see and talk to one another. It's a perfect way to stay connected, especially with family and friends who live far away. In contrast, social media has taken attention away from family, being able to interact and bond together. For example, you'll go out to eat to dinner, you'll see that small child bringing her iPad to the dinner table playing games. As well, there might be a teenager who's just texting away constantly, and maybe a couple of parents might be scrolling up and down on Facebook liking pictures. My point is, without verbal communication between family members, it could weaken the parent-child relationship and maybe even the relationship between the siblings. Not only does social media affect family, it could be for students. It could be beneficial for the students to easily contact professors with any questions or even concerns. Just one click away, and instantly that message is sent, and it allows for quicker feedback. Lastly, social media is difficult to interpret nonverbal communication, but at the same time it is very beneficial. This nonverbal is basically body gestures or facial expressions and maybe the intonation. You can see cues of how someone truly feels by watching and listening to their intonation and by watching their body language. Intonation is basically the rise and the fall of the voice while speaking. Without intonation, you might interpret a post by being sarcastic, but the person who posted it might mean different. American Sign Language is basically a way to communicate with people who are nonverbal through hand gestures. Thanks to social media, American Sign Language can be easily taught through videos, online classes, or maybe even just a click away to hire a tutor. Easy access to internet makes it possible to learn how to straightforwardly communicate with nonverbal communication. Interpersonal communication is vital to establish a strong relationship with others, but it could lead to poor developed relationships. Verbal communication is great for keeping connected with each other through social media. As for nonverbal communication, social media has made it difficult to interpret others, but in the long run, it has helped others communicate with nonverbal people through American Sign Language. Social media is a part of our life, but it depends on how you use it. Used smartly, social media can become a virtuous change for us and the future.